This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joyton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from the Alpena Senior Center. I have Mega Sudini and Tracy Nedvetsky. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and as I was talking before we started taping, I told you, Mega, I go to the Senior Center many different times for many different things. Recently to rent things from your loan closet, which is a wonderful service. You have wheelchairs and continence supplies and walkers and about anything you need in your home.
And you say rent, but they're actually
I didn't
free.
mean rent, I meant loan, yes.
Yeah, so these items are donated to the centers from individuals who've had need of them and now they no longer need them, and maybe they've had parents who've passed on, or they themselves have had surgeries or things that they've needed that equipment for and they no longer need it, so they'll bring it to our loan closet, and we in turn can just make sure we do a check over them, make sure that they're in good shape. Of course, we have them sign a client waiver form because just for liability reasons, but that equipment goes out free of charge and people can stop by depending on, it's durable medical equipment, so canes, walkers, wheelchairs, shower chairs, transfer benches. We've had different kinds of things for leg braces, sock aids, you name it, that stuff comes in and we give it out freely on loan.
And it's a wonderful service.
Yes.
Now I know, Mega, that, and the other part of that is, I said when I go into that, it's the happiest place in town. There's people, it's happy, it's cheerful, it's bright, it's beautiful, remarkably clean. The smells of food emanate all the way out into the parking lot.
Yes, they do.
It's just a wonderful place to be, and a lot of people in our community don't realize the great things that happen at the Alpena Senior Center.
Well, and the nice thing to realize is that the Senior Center isn't just for seniors. We tailor things to seniors, but it's interesting to me how the average 60-year-old doesn't consider themselves a senior because they're still very active. Yes, they're still very active and they're living a very full life, and that really is what happens at the Senior Center. Those individuals are coming to the center to hang out with other individuals who are still very active, and you know, we are very sensitive to the fact that there are people who are shut-ins and who can't get out. So we do have services at the Senior Center specifically for them, like our in-home services. We have providers who come into the home. They provide personal care, chores, respite care, things that bring specific services that are needed in the home for people who can't get out. But those who are still willing to come down to the center, there's activities that go on every single day. There's never not something going on at the Senior Center.
That's true, and if you only went for the congregate meals, nothing else. I mean, I get the menu every month. I get it, and I use it, tailor meals for home, for different ideas and suggestions, because you have such wonderful meals.
I know. I actually do that for my own family. That's
and I know other people that do that too. They say the same thing. My mom said, well, I got the Senior Center newsletter, and I'm doing the California vegetables and the roasted red skin potatoes. And
well, and they're very well balanced meals, and the cook there really, and the ladies in the kitchen really work hard to make the food interesting, and they make it taste good. They offer a variety of soups, usually at lunch and dinner, and so the cost is a $3.50 suggested donation for seniors 60 and over. Under 60, it's a $6 charge for the meal, but you have a well-balanced meal. You're getting fruits, veggies, you're getting the appropriate amounts of protein, and they always have a nice little sweet treat for you.
With other wonderful people in your community, so you're not eating alone.
Well, and the nice thing is that a lot of our volunteers who come in, they serve at our congregate desk. They help in the Senior Center. They are themselves seniors and still very active. So there's a pretty big volunteer program that happens at the Senior Center as well, and we're always in need of volunteers. So.
Now, Tracy, I know you're brand new to the Senior Center. I'm sure you're very excited to get in there and get started with all the fun stuff.
They got me to work right away. I no more sat at my desk and they were piling stuff on.
Very good.
So I'm excited.
I know you'll hit the ground running. And Megan, we better get to some of these wonderful things you want to talk about on your calendar for one at a time.
Yes, actually we have our golf tournament coming up. It was rescheduled to the new date, which is June 26th.
Okay.
This is an 18-hole golf scramble. We're looking for 4-person teams. It's $25 a person or $100 a team. We're also looking for sponsors for the event. We have a lot of sponsors right now, but we definitely need more. And the nice thing about this tournament is we have a special hole that's sponsored by Lappin Agency. It's a $10,000 hole-in-one.
Ooh.
So we're also having a putting contest and some other great games on the hole. It really is, we try to keep the cost down for this.
It's very affordable.
Yeah.
It is.
But the nice thing is that you don't have to be a pro to join this event. You can definitely be an amateur and still possibly win, because they do have a handicap that they're applying to it, and it's a scramble, so you take the best score out of the four. If you're not a golfer, call the Senior Center. We can definitely get you
So rain or
details for
shine,
it.
the
Rain or
26th, and where's
shine.
it being held?
It's at the Alpena Golf Course right in the city.
Okay, moving right along.
Yeah, so we have Brown Trout Festival coming up. We're going to have a euchre tournament on Friday night at the Big Tent. Registration is from 5 to 6, and then the game starts at 6 o'clock on the dot. Those card players are prompt.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So the Brown Trout's going to be a lot of fun for us this year. We have a pancake breakfast from 7 to 11. That's down at the center. It's $7 per person, and under 5 is $3. It's all you can eat pancake breakfast, and we'll have a craft show outside at the center.
And what day is that going to be?
That's Saturday the 18th. So the
Okay.
euchre tournament is on Friday the 17th. It's a $20 fee to play euchre, but we have a $300 grand prize, and we're paying 4 places.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun downtown.
Okay, we've only got about 2 minutes left, so keep moving.
Yeah, we have our Glass Bottom Boat Tour coming up. That's through the NOAA Maritime Museum. We're going to meet down there at 7:45 on the 23rd. It's $20 per person because we have a group rate. And the wonderful thing about the center is we're constantly taking trips. So we have shopping trips, we take tours of the Presqu'Île Lighthouse, we're taking a tour of the Brush Creek Mill in Hillman, and then even just our regular daily events. Of course, all of that is available on our newsletter that we mail out. If folks want us to mail that out to them, they can stop in and sign up for that, or just pick it up for free at the center.
Okay, and that's just a sample of some of the things that are going on.
Yes.
And there's always a need, as you said, for volunteers. And if you could give an hour a week, 2 hours a week, whatever you can do. There's so many things. There's exercise class, there's quilting bees, there's card parties. There's
Yes.
so many events that go on every day that you really need to get the newsletter. And stop by and pick it up because it's a really nice quality piece.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
And phone number for someone to call if they have any questions.
356-3585.
Okay, thank both of you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
And I look forward to seeing you again soon and talking about some more wonderful things happening at the Alpena Senior Center.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be right back with Stephanie Gandula from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary following these messages. Hi, welcome back. As promised, I'm with Stephanie Gandula from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Nancy.
And I know we have so many things to talk about, so we
do.
want to first of all start out with the downtown strolls.
That's right. There's going to be 3 downtown summer strolls this summer. And as a part of the Downtown Development Association, the Sanctuary, and the gift store in the Sanctuary Visitor Center, we're really excited to be participating in these strolls. And so what these are evenings that the whole downtown will stay open late. And there'll be music. That's what's really neat. I don't know if you've seen what they call the buskers
No.
on the corners downtown Friday nights. That's happening all summer. Every Friday night downtown, there's going to be musicians playing in strategic spots throughout downtown. But especially on the summer stroll nights, there'll be musicians, and the Sanctuary store will be open late. The first one is June 25th, so coming right up. And Sanctuary store will be offering a 10% discount that evening on all things in the store.
And how convenient that Father's Day.
That's right. Father's Day is today.
Yes.
And if you have not got your Father's Day presents yet, if anyone still needs to get some last-minute gifts, come into the Sanctuary store, open until 5 o'clock today. Lots of great items for
And
Father's Day.
unique items.
I think so too. Very
Yeah.
unique items, books, music, maritime-themed art, all sorts of great logo wear, shipwreck wear. So it's a great place to buy some gifts.
It is. And then next we want to talk about, I believe, Maritime Festival?
Maritime Festival right around the corner. You can believe-
Unbelievable.
Yep, July 4th, annual Maritime Festival. This is the 15th year that we're doing Maritime Festival.
Unbelievable.
Pretty exciting stuff.
It
So,
is.
as usual, I think it's a little bit bigger and better every year. This year we have the Cardboard Boat Regatta. That's the 5th year we're doing that. And of course, that's just grown and grown and grown.
That's so amazing. I always look at the pictures on your website, and it's
know.
just hilarious.
I was just watching a video actually from last year's Mad Law Media. It's a local filmmakers.
Okay.
Made this great video. If you haven't seen it, go to our Facebook page. But
Okay.
it's 3 minutes watching a cardboard boat from start to finish to actually winning the race.
Ooh.
And it shows, building the cardboard boat. It shows the people working together. It shows them putting their costumes on. But I'm so impressed at how this community has embraced the Cardboard Boat Regatta. Not just the Maritime Festival and everything that goes on in Alpena on the 4th of July, but people go crazy and just love this regatta. It is a lot of fun to watch.
And you have some other new things this year, paddleboard races.
That's right, on July 3rd, so that'll be Friday, July 3rd, we're doing the stand-up paddleboard race, and it's also a kayak race, so solo kayakers can participate as well. And this is in partnership with the Dork Brothers, and it's a fundraiser for the Friends group. And we
Okay.
did it last year also, but what we added this year is a micro beer tasting event.
Ooh.
So not necessarily for the paddlers until they've finished the race,
Finished, okay.
but for the for the viewers, the spectators can enjoy some Michigan brew, and there's a fee for that, but it is a fundraiser for the Friends group. So that's happening the evening before the 4th of July. So Friday night, great way to kick off
it is.
the holiday weekend.
And something else new are helicopter rides.
That's right. We just are working with a helicopter pilot who is going to bring his helicopter up just for Maritime Festival, and they'll be providing rides the day of the festival. So Saturday, July 4th, you can come to the Sanctuary campus, and it's free and open to the public. The helicopter rides, of course, there will be a fee for, but lots of other activities. There's face painting, lots of things for kids to do, build underwater robots, and then we'll have the big tanks out there where you can pilot the robots. All sorts of good snacks. Another kid activity that's super popular is building the we call them little wee boats, and they're little
Okay.
wooden boats. Perfect for maybe the younger kids.
Okay.
I like to do it too, but the younger kids really enjoy it. You can come into the boat builders area there and put together a little boat and then take it home, and that's free. All sorts of activities. So it's one of our biggest days for sure.
And we still have room for more vendors if you're a food vendor or,
That's right.
or sell something maritime related.
Absolutely, or even, it doesn't even have to be maritime related.
Okay.
We're really working on making this, super inclusive for the people in the community, people in the region. We've had people just hop on board and sell crafts and demonstrate their different skills. Of course, we'll have the rope making guy there,
Okay,
where you
yay.
can make your own rope and then take that home. And then the entertainment. The entertainment's going to be great this year. We've got two new bands that we haven't had before. Chelsea House Orchestra is one group. Now this is 30 musicians from
Wow.
high school, from the Chelsea High School, Chelsea, Michigan, and their music, they call it Celtic with a Kick. They're going to take over the stage and have 30 musicians up there. It's supposed to just be a riot. And then another new group we have is Billy Strings and Don Julin. And these are a duo that are really entertaining and play bluegrass music.
Ooh.
So food, entertainment, games, fun, helicopter rides. Of course, there's the glass bottom boat that's going to go out
Yes.
all day long. You can, tickets are on sale now for 4th of July cruises. Those are 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And that gets packed for 4th of July. So if you're going to go out on the 4th of July on the Lady Michigan, time to buy your tickets online now.
And I recommend, go back to the helicopter rides for a
Yeah.
moment. If you've never been on a helicopter before, you need to do it. It does cost, but when I went on one, we went over the Thunder Bay River, and I could see the fish in the river.
Oh, neat.
You can see bicycles in yards. You can
Yeah.
see things so up close and so wonderful that,
Right.
if you want to do something special or get somebody a gift, what a great idea for Father's Day once again.
That's
because
true.
it is so close up and personal. It's
It
just
really
so
is.
phenomenal.
And guess what else you can see?
what?
Shipwrecks.
Shipwrecks.
I've been up in the couple little planes going over Thunder Bay, and as we know, so many shipwrecks and so accessible and so shallow right here in the bay, you can easily see the shipwrecks from the sky.
Oh,
so
yay.
another great reason to take a helicopter ride.
And we also need volunteers. We have a great need for volunteers for Maritime Festival. As you can imagine, with all those activities, we need people to come and be a volunteer for us.
That's absolutely true. And you can volunteer for 1 hour. You can volunteer all day long. But a lot of folks do it. They might have family up visiting, and so they'll volunteer as a family.
That's a great idea.
Maybe come for a couple hours, come after the parade. And that's when we get really busy after everyone's done watching the parade. They come to the festival. But it's a great opportunity to do something fun together with your family and then go enjoy the rest of the festivities for the 4th of July that Alpena has.
Now, do they have to register for the paddleboard races and the cardboard regatta?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have both those registration forms on the Friends website. So that's thunderbayfriends.org. And it's real simple entry forms, and you do have to register.
Okay.
People are building their boats now, so
I bet. And then once again, go on your Facebook page and
Right.
and look at the film, because get some ideas and see what worked and what didn't work.
That's right, and laugh, because people are falling in the water and splashing and everything, and you really get a good sense of how many people watch this race. I mean, literally thousands of people come to watch. The riverbank is lined with people. The bridge is packed full. So go to our Facebook page, Thunder Bay Shipwrecks, and you can take a look at the video from last year's Cardboard Boat Regatta, and also a lot of still images.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you so
Okay.
much for being here.
Thanks, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joynton, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, ACC trustee Joe Gentry. You're also vice president at First Federal for Human Resources, and runner and race organizer extraordinaire. So welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you all. It's good to be here.
Well, speaking of running and races, let's talk a little bit about the Dork Brothers. I believe you were close to the inception of that organization. And how did it all get started?
Well, it started as kind of a joke. We had a team that was going over to run a team marathon, and we had to come up with a name.
Yeah.
And one of the guys' sons that was in on the team, he said, because we wore these handkerchief running hats at the time.
Oh, no.
He said, "Yeah, you guys look like a bunch of dorks."
How
and so
stylish.
that's how it started.
You know, my teenagers called me a dork for years, and then I came up here and I could actually be a dork.
Yes.
They thought that was very amusing.
And so then we started organizing races. We, 39 years ago, started the 4th of July run, and we've been available to help out other organizations that have added runs to their events, whether it was the Hubbard Lake Lions, the Zonta Club, Alpena General Hospital with the Al Ferris event. So we've been pitching in and helping out to promote running in our community.
Golly, I'm used to seeing 5 or 6 a year at least, and so that's over 200, maybe even past 300 by this time.
The last count was over 250
Wow.
of running races that we've sponsored and helped chair and put on.
And I think it started out just for fun, but it then moved into a charitable purpose. How about that?
It did, Owen. What happened was that the first couple of years it was try to scrape up enough money to make sure everybody had race numbers and something to drink at the end of the race, and we could afford to put trophies. Then we got sponsors, and then we picked goals, and the original goal was the Special Olympics. We had we volunteered at the Special Olympics Area 8 with Bev Keane here in Alpena when it was at the track, and they needed funding, and we thought that able-bodied people could help the less than able-bodied people. Special Olympics is such a wonderful organization and event, so that's where it started, and we've kind of spread out into other areas as well since then.
That reminds me of, got selected by the lottery to run the Mackinac Bridge Run one year when Governor Granholm was in office, and there were wheelchair athletes who would crank their wheelchairs across that 5-mile span, and I remember the governor ran with them, and I thought that was really cool.
We've had, it's interesting, we've had a wheelchair participants in some events. The Al Ferris event a couple of years ago had
That's great.
A wheelchair entrant, and that was a half marathon, so that was a fair distance.
Now, as a participant in a number of these Dork Brother races and others, I can appreciate how much work it takes, an organization, to put one of these races together.
At the start, it was challenging because we really didn't know what we were doing. But after all these years, we've got it down to a science, and we have a very strong group of volunteers. That's what it takes. People that have done it before know what they're doing, and the volunteers make it work.
Right, right. Let's go deep here, get a little philosophical. You gave me a gift about 6 months ago by a physician who's a pioneer runner, and it gets into some of the deeper meaning of running, and maybe you could expand on that theme a little bit. What does it do for you personally, and what do you see it doing for others?
People always ask me, why do you run? And I always usually give them a George Sheehan quote. You run because it becomes a habit, it becomes fulfilling. It's like if you don't do it during that day, you feel a little empty.
I do.
And
I get twitchy and out of sorts. I miss my run. I bet you do too.
Yes, I do. And it becomes a habit. And it's not for everybody. Some people it's swimming, some people it's biking, or whatever the endeavor. They have hobbies. It just clicked with me.
I agree. That's part of my personal experience. And I enjoy most, I'm a sociable guy, everybody knows that, but I enjoy running by myself and kind of going into a mental state of sorting through my thoughts. Sometimes I'll be rehearsing a speech that I've got to make that day, or sorting out a difficult problem, and sometimes the solution will come to you in the middle of a run.
You're absolutely right. It is a unique way to get into your own psyche.
Right.
And deal with issues without distractions.
And something about the rhythm and the breathing seems to help that along.
It does. I totally agree with you. So
one thing I'd have to commend our city leaders for outstanding system of places to run, and then as a board member of our property committee, you've assisted with the process of making the trail along the railroad go all the way up to Mackinac City from Alpena. I was out there last Sunday running on that thing, and it's in great shape.
Our community has one of the finest trail systems, and just not the Nest Trail that runs through the ACC property, but you look at our bike path in town. I remember the people that fought that when it was being built. And you go out there now and you see people that are walking, riding, pushing kids in strollers, running, have people on Amigos. It's a beautiful landscape. It's a great trail. It's safe. It shows the highlights of our community.
I've never seen anything like it. Lived a lot of different places. So thanks to everybody that was part of that. As we wrap up, let's get into the subject of Dork Brothers going commercial.
Yes, one of our members, Mark Jacobs, he spread off and has started his own company called Dork Brothers LLC, and he's marketing running gear and personal coaching. They have contracted a couple of personal trainers that you can use their advice. Go to their website. They have product available. Mark's a pretty aggressive guy. He's also the cross-country coach at ACC.
He's done a great job there.
And good venture for him. Hopefully it'll bring more attention back to Alpena.
So people can go to dorkbrothers.com or something like that?
Dork Brothers LLC, yes,
LLC?
.com. Yep.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being my guest this morning, and in a much broader way for all your contributions to our community that resulted in your being named, I believe, 2013 Citizen of the Year by the Chamber of Commerce. Respect you a lot and have enjoyed working with you on the ACC board.
Well, thank you, Owen. It's been a pleasure to serve on the board with you as our president. Who follows you has big shoes to fill.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joyden. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at www.wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design is brought to you by Young's Appliance on US 23 South in Alpena.